The biggest misconception that I find with the way people look at our homeless community is that they all want to be in that situation. They don't understand that sometimes people are not choosing to be in that situation and they simply just need help.
So across the nation and in Colorado Springs, there's a quiet crisis of families who are experiencing homelessness. It's different than the folks that you imagine when you imagine someone who's homeless. There's moms and their kids living in their cars. There's moms whose kids are at different friends' homes, and the mom is hopping around visiting her kids while they're living in other people's homes. And it's a growing problem both in Colorado Springs and in many other cities our size.
I didn't feel that I was homeless. In my head, homeless meant you are going from homeless shelter to homeless shelter. You are living on the street. You might be panhandling. That was my brain's picture of homelessness. Having joined the program, realizing that's not all that homelessness is. Homelessness is so much more than that. And I was, in fact, homeless with my children.
And so there's a lot of conversation about, well, homeless people need to get a job. Our families are trying to get jobs, but until they can stabilize their family unit in a housing, it's really tough to accomplish those goals.
For the most part, the women are just like me. They're not there because they don't want to work or they don't want to be viable members of society. They can't be for whatever reason. When you're homeless, you can't get a job because you need an address to apply for a position.
The issue has become exacerbated when they're trying to find a place to rent and they have poor credit or evictions in their history. Landlords are full, the apartment units are full, we have a very low vacancy rate, and they can choose who they rent to. When a homeless family moves into their housing unit with Partners in Housing, one of the first things they do is set goals with their caseworker. The caseworker then says, you've agreed now that these are the goals you want, and here's the services we're going to provide to you to help you reach them. Those include life skill classes, those include budget counseling and credit counseling, working with that caseworker on an intimate level.
The program is about empowering you and giving you hope and giving you the skills you need to be able to never end up in that situation again. They gave me the foundation I needed to be able to stand on my own 2 feet.
Partners in Housing is not just a program to help people for a year. It's to help people for their lives. I know now that I have all the tools that I ever need to make my own future great. And nobody can take that away from me.
They give you the skills that you need, whether it is time management, whether it is budgeting, whether it is food and nutrition, whatever those things are, they give you the tools that you need to put in your toolbox. When a partner comes into this program, they come into this program and they make commitments. They, commit to either finding a job or education. So they are held accountable.
It's a tangible thing that yes, you were at this class and we've checked your name off, but it's also an emotional boost to someone who has been beaten down, who's been through this crisis, to know that we believe in you enough to enforce these guidelines that you've established and the goals you've established for your family.
Working with the staff at Partners in Housing was critical to me just feeling better. My caseworker was able to let me know that I wasn't a worthless person sitting in a corner on the street. She gave me my strength back. The volunteers showed me that life could be fun again, because when you're in that situation of homelessness, happiness is not even part of the equation. But the volunteers, through working with the kids, through reading programs, through learning how to use a job website. I had never had to do that. I'd always had a job. So the volunteers so easily sat down next to me and said, this is what you need to do. And they walked me through every step. So they're invaluable.
The need in Colorado Springs is much greater than the resource that we have. We are unique in the community in the transitional housing that we provide for families and the program that we've developed over the last 25 years. That program it continues to be enhanced, it continues to be improved. Last year we had a success rate of over 90%. So over 90% of the families who were with us moved on to their own housing and are now working, and their kids are in school. They're contributing back to Colorado Springs by that employment, by paying taxes, by being the PTA mom and the soccer mom, and they're out there providing the future for themselves and for their kids.